Hi friends, today I am back, Dr. Sudhir Jagannathan here. I'm a consultant oral surgeon. I'm back to tell you a few tips and tricks. Today we are covering a very basic topic, that is instructions after tooth removal or minor oral surgery. So uh, I am sure many of you have certain doubts regarding this, and some of you just breeze through it. You have like 4 or 5 sentences that you say to all the patients all the time, but there are some important points that if you remember to tell all your patients, uh, no patient will have a poor outcome just because an important instruction was missed. So the first instruction obviously is bite firmly on the piece of gauze that has been kept over the wound for the first 30 minutes. Why 30 minutes is because the fibrin stabilizing factor, it takes 30 minutes to get activated. So to form a clot it takes around 30 minutes on average. So it's not 1 hour, 2 hours, 15 minutes, it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the right answer. So after this time the patient has to throw the gauze away, and there is no need to replace the gauze. Uh, so a slight amount of bleeding is normal for the next 1 or 2 days after extraction. So uh, the patient is instructed not to spit outside or rinse his mouth or drink through a straw for the first 24 hours after procedure. The reason is simple: doing these things increases the chance of bleeding, and the patient is further instructed to swallow any blood or saliva that may accumulate in the mouth. After this time is over, however, after the first 1 or 2 days, they can rinse softly with warm salt water 4 times a day for the rest of the week. If the patient has oral hygiene problems, then they can use a chlorhexidine mouthwash for the first 2 days, but beyond the first 48 hours, there is not much benefit of using. This is what the studies say. So, after throwing the gauze, they can have a plain ice cream. Any plain flavor will do equally well. Only it should not have any nuts, chips, or dry fruits in it. Special caution with diabetics. Diabetics, we a cup of ice cream never hurt anybody, but it's anecdotal evidence. Normally, I don't advise them to have ice cream after oral surgery, but that's up to you. If the sugar is in control, long-term control as well as short-term control. I'll do a video on that some other time. But they can be told to have an ice cream if things are good. So they can brush their teeth from tomorrow, from the following day. They're using a toothbrush, but they should not brush over the wound for a week because the wound will be raw, and they should not pull on the stitches. So after oral surgery, some amount of swelling is normal and expected. It happens to everybody. So it's generally maximum on the day after surgery. Okay, on the day after surgery, and it will subside on its own in 3 to 4 days. Uh, the patient should apply ice to the area from outside on the day of surgery. And how long should he apply this? For 4 to 6 hours after surgery. How? 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off. Patients are also advised to keep their head elevated so that the swelling doesn't increase a lot, so the blood flows less towards the head and more towards the feet, and normal elevation after that. And some doctors also say you should not sleep on that side, and that all prudent advice. Other important advice is that the patient should not apply any heat, balm, or any ointment that produces heat. That will increase the swelling and make things worse. And the patient should avoid hard, spicy, and hot food. After this time, the patient can eat normally from both the sides, as usual. Actually, that's very important. On the topic of swelling, there are few junior doctors who just recently pass out, and after they perform oral surgery, they're very scared that the patient gets swelling. In fact, their benchmark for a good surgeon is swelling नहीं आनी चाहिए. See, swelling is a normal part of the body's healing process. So wounds, in our books it's written, wounds that don't swell don't heal well. You can quote me on that. So the patient is not supposed to smoke or drink alcohol for, I say, a week, but the evidence is for the first 24 hours after surgery. I want to be extra sure with all my patients, so I scare them. I say normally a week. So doing so increases the chances of wound infection biology, especially smoking. It causes something called dry socket or alveolar osteitis. It's very painful, and the patient is in a lot of pain for around 1 or 2 weeks additionally, and it makes life very tough. So this is a non-negotiable. No smoking after surgery. This is another underlooked point. See, if the patient is having a lower molar out and is receiving a inferior alveolar nerve block, so there are various reasons because of which he might have post-operative trismus or difficulty in opening his mouth. The most common reasons are the pain and swelling itself. The second reason is that while administering the nerve block, the medial pterygoid may be injured, which may lead to post-operative trismus. Another reason, the third most common reason, is manipulation of the pterygomandibular raphe and the temporalis tendon that attaches directly behind the third molar during surgery. These three reasons are the most common reasons for post-operative trismus after lower molar removal. So the patient has to practice mouth opening. He has to open his mouth wide and close. He has to do this several times per day. And he has to continue it for the rest of the week until he comes back to us for a checkup. So failure to do this exercise may result in post-operative trismus, and it may take days or weeks also to get better. So stitches have been placed on the wound. They need to be removed in a week if they are non-resorbable stitches, and even if they are resorbable stitches, I prefer to have them removed in a week or 10 days time, just for patient comfort. So the patient is advised rest on the day of surgery and the following day, and after this time he can resume his normal physical activity. Bed rest is not required, just he should take it easy. And I recommend a specific pain management method because everybody is scared of pain after surgery. So I recommend that everybody take painkiller according to this method. So the patient should take painkiller 1 hour before the procedure. Oral painkiller 600 mg ibuprofen is the best one in my opinion. Then after half an hour after the procedure, he should take the first dose of the painkiller. Then he should note the time and set a recurring alarm for 6 hours. And for the next 4 days, every time the alarm rings, he should take a painkiller. After this time, the pain will be significantly lesser, but it may appear on and off. So after this time, the patient can take a painkiller if it hurts, SOS, as and when required. This comes to the end of our discussion. See, in odd cases, pain after surgery can last around 2 to 3 weeks. It happens in certain cases. It's difficult to tell why, but all patients should be said that the time required for the initial healing of the oral surgical wound is around a month, so that you don't get any queries later on, I wasn't told, मुझे पता नहीं था. So what we do is a middle class luxury. It's painful and the patient becomes quite miserable for the first 2 days at least, but the least we can do is inform the patient sufficiently well so that he can take care of himself once he gets home. I hope you had a good time and learned something new. Sudhir Jagannathan. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm always there online. Ask me anything. Thanks.